Hi, welcome back. I did try something new. And here is my very first attempt at punch needling. I did make this pillow from it. Enjoy. I saw Becky from the Sorry Girls Punch Needling and it just blew my mind. So I wanted to try it for myself. I did order a kit online. It wasn't the greatest, but it worked for my first time. I started by measuring the piece of fabric I received, and I got out my biggest embroidery hoop, measured it, and then of course I tried out some designs on Photoshop with the colors, with the yarn colors that I received. At first I was like, yeah, let's make a landscape, and then I was like, yeah, it needs a sky, and then I gave up on that and I tried to make just something abstract, but I did settle on this little landscape right here. So I put the fabric into my embroidery hoop and started drawing. And then I realized I had to draw it mirrored, so I changed it and drew it again. And then I started. You can totally see how much better it got from my first time. This is my very first round trying it, doing it, and I didn't really know the spacing of the lines you're supposed to do so that it looks fluffy and full on the other side. But it got better with time. After I did these 4 first colors, I had these 2 pink ones left. And I really thought the second pink that they gave me, the lighter one, just looked really strange because it's like kind of neon-y, shiny. And in my mock-up or in my Photoshop drawing, I kind of used a different pink somehow. And I decided to just, not use the light one. And I think I had enough of the darker pink to just finish it all together. And here I'm just showing you how I threaded my punch needle. The set did come with this threading wire, but it immediately broke after I took it out of packaging. So I made my own from some flower wire. Then you simply thread the yarn through the entire needle and then through the little tip at the front. And you always want to make sure that you stitch with the opening of the needle, the big opening, towards the way you're going. I also pulled the yarn to the front side so I can cut it in the end. And you just want to go in all the way with the needle and then not move it out at all, because otherwise you're going to pull your stitches out. And I just operated in the way that I went around and around, first doing the outline and then filling it in. And this is what it looked like. I removed the embroidery hoop and I also cut off all of the tails in the front. I already did that before filming. Now you could just hang it on the wall, but I really wanted to make something useful out of it. So I got out some interfacing and made the perfect circle size for the back of my punch needle work. And I ironed that on really well, so nothing would come undone. And the sewing will be easier because the fabric you use for this is, I think it's called monk's fabric, and it's pretty loose. And if you sew it, can get a little tricky. So I just made sure that where I sewed, there will be interfacing. And then I chose this random fabric that I still had that I thought fits pretty well, and I cut that in a same size circle as my punch needling. And then I pinned it right sides together all around, leaving an opening. And then I sewed all the way around. I would suggest leaving a bigger opening than I did because it was really hard turning it inside out. I struggled and I got all flustered and sweaty. But oh yeah, I also cut in some slits that the round edges would lay nicer. Here you see me struggling, turning it inside out. Yeah, there we go. Took a while. And then I realized that I had somehow sewn some of the yarn into the seam of my pillow. And so I just cut that. It doesn't really make a difference in the looks of it. And then I filled it with some polyfill. And I sewed together the open edge with a blanket stitch or an invisible stitch. And here you go. It's a pretty cute little pillow. It's a little wonky, but it's very comfortable yarn. Of course, my stitches could be more even, but it's my first try and I'm happy with it. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you thought in the comments, and thank you if you subscribed. See you next time.